Okay, sorry about that. Should have. Okay, so where did we leave off? Yeah, Robert, we're on Lamed Bays, Ahmed Bays.
How about Shashum, I think, no?
Yeah, Robert Bar Shashum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we left off yesterday with people with the Ari paying back a loan, and he took meaning he paid back, and then he relented. So Rava Bar Shamsham Nafakale Kala Rava Bar Shamsham, there was a rumor that went out about Rava Bar Shamsham. The Ka'achel Ara de Yasmi, that he was eating Ara de Yasmi. Right, meaning he was using Yisaimin's land. The father died, and the father left over this land, and this Rava Bar Shamsham was using it. So Amalei, we'll see exactly what type of loan this was in a minute. So Amalei Abaya, so Abaya said, meaning he said to Rava Bar Shamsham, Emily easy, tell me, and I don't know exactly where the word easy comes from, right? Tell me Oz, and maybe from the word Oz, right? But okay, so tell me now what's going on. Please tell me exactly what's going on. Amrale, so he told him, Arab Mashkunta having a kitna me'avu into Yasmi. I took this land as a mashkin from the father of this Yisaimin. Right? And which we'll see now if you remember from Bava Metzia in Ezu Neshech, there's something called Mashkanta Desura. So Mashkanta Desura is there's a way to structure a loan where the way you pay it back is by the lender takes the guy's field and he just eats the fruit on the field for a certain number of months or years or whatever it is, and that's how he pays himself back, and then he gives back the field. So that was the arrangement here with this guy before he died, that Rava Bar Sharshum is going to lend him the field and take the field, and he's going to pay himself back with the fruit. Right? So he says, so this was our deal. And then this is on to Maralef. And I had other money with him, meaning we had two different loans going. We had this loan Mashkanta Desura, where I was paying myself back from the field, and he also owed me different money, which had nothing to do. We didn't have this arrangement. Shani Mashkanta, and I ate up the years of my mashkin, meaning I already ate through the field, so now I have to give him back the field. But Amina, so now the problem is I wasn't paid back for my other loan. Right? So again, he had two loans. One loan was complete, paid off, and that's by him eating the fruit in the field. The other loan he wasn't paid back for yet, and then the guy died. So now dealing with Yisayim is a lot more complicated than dealing with regular people. That's Amina. So I said, if I'm going to give the land back to the assignment, and then I tell them that there's another loan out there, right? Meaning, if I tell them that, then basically it's like somebody trying to take belongings of Yisayim. And Amar Rabbanan, we know that there's a din that the Rabbanan say, somebody who is going to take back money from the nechasim of Yisayim, meaning what people inherit, you have to make a shvua, right? Ella, so meaning that's not going to work for me. So Ella, meaning people don't want to make shvuas, even if it's a true shvua. You're not supposed to make shvuas, right? So he didn't want to make a shvua. So he said, well, how am I going to get my money back then without making a shvua?
But migo you do. Shvuas you don't, which is truth. And migo, we say, do it all the time. And even though it's low. It's a low potential lie. Now we say do it. That's fine. Everybody does migui, and the shvua, which is true, you don't do it.
No, Ravaran say better. Say better. He's stealing. Shvua he won't do, but he's stealing right now.
Why is he stealing?
He's taking something. He's taking something that's not his. He's supposed to return it.
He's not stealing. Why is he stealing?
Well, he's not stealing, but he's taking it back like it did.
Why is that not stealing if he's taking it back like it did?
What's
he's taking a field that's not his. He's taking the usage of a field that he doesn't have anymore.
I don't know what he did yet.
It said what he did.
It didn't say what he did yet.
Yeah, it said that he kept on using the field.
This was the problem. He's first saying what the problem is. He says if I want to get paid back, I'm gonna have to make a shvua. So that's not a malach, right? So he's not doing that. So here now we're up to what he's gonna do.
What did he make up with the father when he lent the father the money?
Regular loan. The father has to pay him back.
Okay,
but the father's dead.
Okay.
So the only way he can get the money back from the father now is he can't get it back from the father. The only way to get the money back from the Yisaimim is if he swears that the father paid him money. He's not interested in swearing.
Not too bad. You want to be firm, so too bad.
What?
You want to be firm, so too bad. You make up your own chumras. There's a thing where you can make a shvua. So you don't want to do the shvua, so figure out what the heck you want to do. Go roll in the snow for 14 days.
Right. So then he's trying to justify. Right. He's trying to justify what he's doing and not making a shvua. Right. He's trying. Let's finish off. See what he did. Right. So again, he says, "Ella, what I'm going to do is Ella achbashay l'shtar mashkanta." I'm going to hide or kavish, right? Kavish he's gonna hide the shtar of the mashkin, right? And Memela said there's gonna be no nobody's gonna be able to say he had to give back the land, right? Those they say, hey, there's a shtar mashkin. He says, I don't have a shtar. I've been in this field for years, right? So Ella akushil l'shtar mashkanta va'oich l'shir zuzi. Then I'm gonna eat the amount of money that I'm owed from the other loan. Demigu, there you go. Demigu, de'ibaina, because really I should be believed. Because if I want it, amina lekuchi biyadi. If I would have said that it's taken in my hand and I have a chazaka, because he's been there for 3 years, mehemna, so I would be believed. So ki amina de'isli zuzi gabaychu. But if I say that I have money by you, mehemninas, I should be believed. So basically, he had this whole long-winded cheshbon that
would. A chazaka eats 10 pounds oranges every year to get back on.
Oh no, but he was been in there. No, it's talking about. See, that's the ikar chasam and a sefer. But the story is that he was in the field for 3 years. So basically,
good, but it wasn't as a chazaka. It was about getting.
But don't make a difference. But But he could have lied. He could have said, "I have a chazaka."
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Which I tell you, I mean,
nothing. Don't have to tell me anything. It's fine. Don't tell me.
I'm saying what he. Bottom line is,
I don't want to make a shvua, but I'll lie.
No, he's not lying. He's just withholding.
He doesn't have a chazaka. That's how he was getting back his money. He didn't do it. The father didn't make it up. It's like I can own the field. He made up. They were both nice guys. I'm lending $1,000.
No. He had a shtar. No, he had a shtar mashkin. He had a shtar mashkanta desura.
Where's the star?
He's hiding it because he's
hiding it. He doesn't want to make a shua.
And the father doesn't have
documents. He's doing.
And the father doesn't have a document that the sons can find.
The father
doesn't get. The father doesn't get the document.
There's got to be a way to stop this. On the other end, anyone can go ahead and say, "I have a chazaka and hide the shtar mashkanta." I'm here 3 years.
100%, Naftali. That's exactly what people.
There's got to be a way. The guy before I give my guy my field for a few years that he's not going to have a zaka. I protect myself. I get something to hold back that show that it was only a shtar mashkanta.
Why don't you let Abaya lay it out very nicely? He's going to lay it out very nicely exactly what that is.
What were you saying?
Abaya is going to explain it very nicely, yes. If you guys give Abaya a second to talk. It's called the code. Yes. That's the answer, yes. The answer is you guys prefer to answer the Gemara. There's a kol. Yes, that is exactly. If you write a star, every single time you write a star, it creates a kol. And therefore, by every single mashkanta desura, you don't have to worry that the person's going to say, I bought this field. That's what a Bava answers.
Well, you also have a different. Well, you have a different answer also, which is that the guy could have made a macha every year and went over and said to the guy,
That is the macha. A kol is the ultimate macha. That's correct, exactly what the kol is.
Correct.
What Rashbam says. So that is the answer.
Correct, but there's meaning. Any time you want to stop a chazaka, you just have to make a macha. That's all. Even if there was no shtar mashkanta, you could do it. Right? I'm just saying you could do it. Theoretically, you could do it.
That is hagu for the macha. That's the way the Rashbam says it. The kol is the macha.
Yeah, and why do
you have to be redundant?
It's not. What's redundant?
If you have a kol that is in the macha,
that's true. But you could have. That's not no. There is a macha gedolah mizu.
Akiva, that's the way the Rashbam says it.
A regular
the kol creates a macha.
Correct, but it's not as you can't say it ain't macha gedolah mizu.
That's the way the Rashbam says it.
I'm just saying, but that's true. But because he's saying halachically it works as well as a macha. But the bottom line is macha is also an option. Meaning, just know it's important to know here that the chazaka only works when all was quiet. All was quiet. Nobody said boo, and the guy was in the field for 3 years. All right. So now what we're going to be mataritz is that there was a kol, so therefore there's no migu over here, right? But okay, 1 second. Let's just back up again what the story was here. There were 2 loans. One was a mashkanta desura, which is that the lender pays himself back from the fruit and then has to give the land back. And then he had a separate loan. I don't know. I guess. So thanks. But there was a loan, right? There was a mashkanta desura. Then there was an additional loan. The problem is now that the father died, he cannot get the loan without swearing. He's not interested in swearing. So he said, 1 second, I could really lie. I could hide the star. I could lie and say I have a chazaka, right? And I could just keep this field. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use it for another month or 2 till I pay myself back with fruit. And I'm going to give it back, and I should be believed. That's his whether he's getting the tzaddik the year award or he's not getting the tzaddik the year award. That's his cheshbon. He's not looking to do any sort of crookery or he's not trying to be a crook or anything like that. Now, what's interesting, which I'm not sure about, is there anything wrong with not bringing out a star? Am I mechuyev to present the star that be'etzem is meant to help me? Am I required to?
In a normal case or this case?
Any case.
I would think you have to, because if not, you're causing all sorts of issues. There's no reason to hide a star unless you're a liar.
No, because if I hide a star, Jesse, there is a risk. They could come to me, or like Naftali was saying, and you can go get a different star. And let's say the Yisaimim come up with a star and say, hey, this field belongs to our father. And he's going to say, yeah, but I lent him money, and he's taking a big risk, because if he doesn't present that star, he might have to pay back 3 years worth of fruit.
What's the point of the star if you don't have to present it? Just as insurance in case you ever need it.
To help you.
But you don't need to use it if you don't want it.
David, according to everybody else, I don't know about you, but for me, not everybody else in the Shia says once the star is written, everybody in the whole world knows about it. So I didn't even know why you have to present it. Everybody knows. Well,
that's really the Gemara's test.
You go to your lawyer's office and you write a star with somebody. Everybody knows about it. Where does anybody know about it?
Well, back then it was a little different than now.
Back then, everything back then, not now or back then. Nothing in present. Fun.
That's true. No, but I'm just saying. Let's say a guy I lend money. Let's say I lend money to somebody and I have a star.
So how does anybody know you lend somebody money?
Back then, because back then it was smaller towns, and you hired a cipher. And again, we get back to the same site. It seems like we're worried about Lashon Hara nowadays, and Mechilas, it seems like it was a non-starter back then. Everybody knew everybody else's business. That's, you see, without WhatsApp and without texting, right? It seems like everybody was in everybody else's business.
They had no TV, no newspapers, no internet. What else?
Maybe. I don't know how it works. But the point is, let's say somebody comes to me and says,
Yaakov had 20 families. It's not so hard. keep track of that.
I understand, but
Who
it's
had
still
20 families?
Each shtetl.
So what happened in Yerushalayim?
I'm
What
talking about
happened
the
in
shtetl.
What happened in Nadar and Pumbedisa? Okay?
He has to always slug up. He has to have one up on
Yeah,
everybody.
for Klal Yisrael lived in Yerushalayim.
right. I don't know. I don't know how it worked. I don't know how the
No further questions, Your Honor.
No, but I'm just saying, let's say a guy comes to me and says, I owe you money. Don't you have a star? And I decide I want to do a chesed and I don't want him to pay me back. I want to let him keep the money. I'm mechuyev to present the star. I could say, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm mechuyev to present the star?
Possibly if there's a shibud derb nasan.
You mean if okay. I hear. But I'm saying, otherwise, if I choose not to present the star, maybe I don't have to present the star. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying the guy's lying here. He just doesn't have to present the star, and he could just stay in the land until he gets it paid back. And then he presents the star and says, oh, by the way, it is. And then there was another loan, and your father paid me back, and hallelujah. And he didn't have to make a shvur. Okay, whatever. That's what the guy wanted to do. So Amalei. So Abaye said to Rabbi Bar Sharshum, meaning, again, Abaye is the one that asked Rabbi Bar Sharshum, what went on? What was the situation here that there's this rumor in town that you're living in the land of Yisimon? I guess the guy didn't calculate, right, Akiva? He didn't calculate the rumor mill with his cheshbon. So Abaye said back to him, Lekucha biyadi loy motzis amr. You can't say that it's lekucha biyadi. Meaning you don't have that migu. Again, he's assuming that he has this migu that he could have said that he bought the land. There's this rumor running around town that it belongs to the assignment, so you no longer have a migu. Your migu is not believed negative rumor, right? I guess it's the same way that a migu is not believed neged Aiden, right? So it's not believed. So he told him your whole cheshbon is krum, and therefore get out of the field. Fine. Ella, so what is it saying?
Yaakov, I gave you plenty of time to make a song of the daf. I thought of it this morning.
What song of the daf?
Avi Yisayim, my Melech Cohen.
I don't even know the niggin. So
it's a tremendous song.
Avi Yisayim, yeah?
Yeah, about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay, so you were mechaven to the song of the daf. Parents, look it up and post it. Ella, Zila Hadrin Nehalayim. Right? So Abaye told him, no, you got to give back the land. And then if you don't want to make a shvua, wait till the assignment grow up and then you could talk to them. Then you can figure out if you're so anti-shvua, good, so you won't take your payment. You'll have to hold on to getting your payment. And then you won't have it. Then you'll have everything fine. Okay, so that's story number one. Yeah.
Is the song of the daf another loophole in the 3 weeks music listening?
If you're just hearing it because to learn the daf or to learn something, then it's okay, yes. Okay. Kreve the Ravidi Baravan Shachiv. So the relative of Ravidi Baravan died. Shavak Dikla, and he left over a palm tree. Right? And so Taisa says, he didn't have kids, right? And whoever's the next of kin, as they call it, whoever's the next of kin is the one that's going to yashin. So then these two relatives are fighting. I just have to take this call for a minute. I'm sorry. You hit the record again? Thank you. Okay, so anyways, you got these two relatives, and they're next of kin, and they're fighting over a date tree. Okay, I guess, not everybody, you get a Yerusha, right? So they're fighting over a date tree. Anyways, so Shavak Dikla, and he left over a decal tree. Ravidi Baravan Omar Anokriv Nutfei. Ravidi Baravan said, I'm the closest relative, so it goes to me. But who Gavra Omar, and then a different person said, right? And the Bach sticks and also who Gavra. And he said it was his. I'm not krivna tvei. I'm close. Right? So then the Rashbam says the second guy was the stronger of the two. So he took the tree. He just decided he's taking the tree. Right? So L'soif at the end, I delayed the EU of Tfei. He was Maida, so meaning this bully took the tree. Then he came out, he came clean, and he said, okay, Ravidi Baravin was the closer relative. Right? So this is after a year or two. He came and he said, so Ukmar Rav Chisda biyade. So Rav Chisda, obviously the guy was Maida, so now the tree goes back to Ravidi Baravin. So
what does that mean? A closer relative, a first cousin, or a second cousin?
Yeah.
However, so why can't you check?
What?
Why can't you check?
Who's checking? How do you know? Nobody knew who this guy was.
Was down that week.
He nobody know. He guy just showed up in Besden and said, "It's my cousin." What are you gonna do with him?
You don't even. He lied how he was his cousin. Yeah.
No, he probably was his cousin, but I guess I don't know if he lied. I don't know what he did. He thought maybe
he showed him 5 ties that the guy got from the guy.
Yeah. So I
only
don't
works in brothers.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah. So now, okay. After a year or two, he comes clean and says, "You're the Kroseler. Amalei lahardali peri." So he said, "Give me back the Paris. You've been eating fruit in my field from then till now. So give me back the fruit." Amar. So Rav Chisda said, "Zehu Shaimrim Alav Adam Gadolu." Is this the Ravidi Baravin that everybody says Adam Gadol? What kind of time is that? You don't get the fruit. Aman Kasamich Mar. Why? Meaning, who are you, Saimachan? Why? Meaning, how did you get the tree? How are you collecting this tree? Ahai. The only way you're getting the tree is because this guy was minded to you that you're the closer relative. But he has been saying that he was the closer relative. Right? So Mamela, since he was always saying he's a closer relative, and only now he comes clean and says that you're the closer relative. So it's only because of him that you're getting to get this tree. So therefore, you don't get the fruit that he did the last 2 years, because the last 2 years he disagreed that this tree belonged to you. Right? It's very hard to understand this the way that this is the way the Rashbam explains it, at least in his first shot. It's very hard to understand. What do you mean? The guy was Maida, right? The guy was Maida that the tree didn't belong to him. And Rav Chisda is saying, no, the only way you know it is when he was Maida. So the clock only starts ticking once he's Maida. Okay, but let's finish the sugya first. Abai and Rava Rav Chisda. But Abai and Rava didn't hold to what Rav Chisda said on Tom Abayz. Kivan da Aidi. They said once he admitted it. Right? Once he admitted that the tree really belonged to Ravidi Baravin, so that's it. So it's Ravidi Baravin. But it's hard to understand this. Yeah. So the Rashbam brings a Rabbeinu Hananel, right? You see to the left, whatever. There's a reason why the Rashbams are all long, right? So, and his girsa was that Rav Idi, the guy wasn't Maida. Rav Idi Baravin brought Adim that he was a closer relative. Right? I'm sorry. He didn't bring the Adim that he was a closer relative. He brought Adim that he is a relative. The other guy brought no Adim. Rav Idi Baravin brought Adim that he's a relative. So now you have Adim who said that he's a relative. Right? So that's a vada and a suffix, because the other guy never proved anything, like Naftali saying, who was this guy? Right? So Mamela, Rav Chisda gave it to Rav Idi. Yeah. So now, but then the question is, so what is he entitled to the fruit too? They only brought the Adam later. So who says that you should give him the fruit? Right? Only because he brought the Adam later, because at the end of the day, we still don't know that this other guy is not a relative, etc., etc. So that's the Shak of the according to the Rebbeinu Chananel. Okay, next case. Right? And also it's interesting. The Rashbam says, going back in the previous thing, he says he was Maida, he has to give back all the fruit, and the Rashbam says v'chein halacha. Right? That is the halacha. Rashi didn't usually do that. So the Rashbam is saying that's the halacha, that he has to give back the fruit. Okay, next case. This one says it belonged to my father, and this one says it belongs to my father. Right? Whatever, it doesn't make a difference what it is that they're fighting about. So one of them brings Adim that it belonged to his father, and the other one brings Adim that he had it for 3 years. So Rav Chisda said, why should the second guy lie? He could have said, I bought it from you, and I used it for 3 years. Right? She has a migo. I mean, what did he say? He said it belonged to my father, and I have the chazaka. If he would have said that it belonged, that I bought it from you, so then it would be fine.
Why isn't that migo b'makom?
Oh, so I was going to say that.
I'm saying, what's as far as Rav Chisda? I know there's other people. What's as far as Rav Chisda? He would say migo b'makom amina.
It seems like it, yeah.
Throughout Shas, nobody ever says migo b'makom. So Rav Chisda holds migo b'makom amina.
Look at the next words. Look at the next words of the Gemara. They don't hold the Rav Chisda. Mali l'shaka b'makom edim lo yamrinan. They don't say mali l'shaka. Seems like from here that Rav Chisda holds that you would. Right? I don't know. You have any other way of understanding it?
No, it's not necessarily the case that Rav Chisda holds in general mali l'shaka b'makom edim. Here he has edim on his side. It's edim plus migu against edim. It's not just migu against edim.
Trey, you could have 1,000,000 edim. It's still edis b'achasha. It doesn't help you. You could bring 50,000 edim. Why is it migu?
No,
migu
there's no
better than
achasha
edim.
to this
So it's edis b'achasha.
It's not. They're not makishim zeh. They're saying two different kinds of edis.
But they're machish each other.
They're not.
His edis is saying his migu is b'makom edim because that edim saying he never sold it, the field.
Didn't we have a case like this a few blot ago where it was a machlekes if you throw out the whole thing, you don't throw out the whole thing, you separate it?
Yeah.
But it's still b'makom edim. There are edim that say he never sold it. You're saying, nah, my migu should be believed against that.
Because I have a chazaka. No, there's edus to the chazaka, yeah.
There's edus to the chazaka, but there's not edus to the fact that it was ever sold.
True. But as long as
how do you have a migu against edim?
Again, if I have a migu plus edim on my side, it's
but
irrelevant if
two different things. Your
edus
it's still edus b'achasha.
It's certainly not edus b'achasha. You're saying that
yes, it is. You're saying I bought it from your father. You're saying no, and I have edim that say differently.
No, that's not his taina. He's just bringing edim on the chazaka. That's it. His taina is that my father owned it, and now I have a chazaka. That chazaka, the edus of the chazaka is not makish. The other edim on the other side that it was his father, and neither is the taina.
I understand. He has nothing. The Gemara before said you have nothing when you slug up the original point.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it just sounds like it's a machlekes. I don't know. I don't have any other way to understand.
Yaakov, it's clearly a machlekes between Gershon and Akiva.
That's no chiddush.
Right. So I'm just saying. So let's go right there on that.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Hahu. Next case. Hahu da Amar leilachari. A guy said to his friend, "My boy is b'hayara. What are you doing in this land?" Amar le minoch zavni v'achalte shnei chazaka. I ate it. I bought it from you, and I ate the years of chazaka. Ozol I see sadi da'ach l'tarti shnei. But the only problem is, he said he has the chazaka for 3 years, and the problem is that he only has edim that he was there for 2 years. Amar Rav Nachman, hadra arav v'hadri peri. You got to give back the land, and you have to give back the fruit for those years, because it didn't belong to him. Amar Rav Zvid, but Rav Zvid said in Ton, but if he said that he went down for Paris, meaning he didn't take possession of the field, he took possession. He just went there to as a sharecropper. Right? He was going into the field to pick all the guys' fruits, and then he was out. Right? So Nemon, he is believed. Yeah. Yeah, so now why? Lav me Omar Rav Yehuda, Haiman, because didn't Rav Yehuda say Haiman did not get Magl of a Tovlaya, somebody who's holding on to. So a Magl is what do you call a Magl? It's
sickle.
Sickle. It's a sickle, but I don't know if here it's a sickle. Whatever it is, something to cut down, and a rope. And it's a Tuvila is a rope. So he's going with his equipment to go chop down fruit. I'm going to gather the palm tree that is Pliny's, the Zavnini Heli, and he sold me the fruits. So Mehemen is believed. So you see that somebody is believed without any proof, unless otherwise noted, which is very interesting. A guy can say, "Oh, I bought the fruit." He's not believed if he says he bought the land. He's believed if he bought the fruit from the guy. What's a pshat? Almost, so we see loy chotzev inish the gozer dikla the lav delay. A person is not going to have the goal. No, a person is not going to have the chutzpah to go into somebody else's land and cut down the trees. Meaning, somebody may have the chutzpah to go into somebody's land to the fruit, but he's not going to go into the land with that's not his, right? So hachanami lechatzavinish lemechaperi delav delay. So to here, a person is not going to have the chutzpah to go say that the fruit that he had is that his fruit that he's eating, that he went into this guy's field, is not his field. It's really just went into the fruit. So Mamela, if he tainas that, then he's believed.
So the owner can't stop him.
No, the owner can disprove him. Yeah.
How could the owner stop him?
No, the nafkamina is if the owner's not there. Yeah, in a chanami, we give it to him. If the owner is not there, you give him the fruit, right? If the owner comes back and disproves him, he's going to have to pay it back.
Aaron, you have any fruit trees?
I had it fell down, brother.
Oh. I was gonna wait till you went to Miami this week.
I'll bring you some oranges. Sweaty oranges. I'll bring you some sweaty oranges.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. If maybe like we're saying, like maybe times change and a person will have the chutzpah to do it, right? But back then, the person would not have the chutzpah to go into somebody's field and take the peiros. So meaning, and we believe that so strongly that we'll give him the peiros. So what says he hochi aranami? So then why don't you say the same thing by land? And then you never need a chazakah. So we say aram rinan le achvi shtarcha, because by land, people sell fruit. We're going to see that in the next teretz. People sell fruit without a shtar, but a land, nobody sells without a shtar. So if he doesn't sell without a shtar, it's going to be he has to show the shtar. Right? Ihachi perinami. So perish the peris. You should also sell the shtar. Shtar le peri le avdi inchi. People don't normally make a shtar for peris. So Memela, he's not mechuyev to show any sort of shtar because that's abnormal. So again, what the Gemara is saying, that a guy would not have the chutzpah to go into somebody's field and eat the peris unless he has permission. But if he goes to and it sounds like he wouldn't go into somebody's field either without permission. But there we would make him show a shtar. By peris, we would not make him show a shtar. Right? So again, so in this case, where he only had Adim, that he had it for 2 years, he had chazakah for 2 years, so that's no good. He has to give back the trees and he has to give back the fruit, unless he says that I was only meant to have fruit. I was not meant to have the trees. And the Mamela, he's believed. Yeah. Okay, we'll stop over there. Enough time to get everybody to Mincha. Um,